What's good, family? Welcome to the Love You to Life podcast with Rod and CC, where we like to talk about all kinds of things. Sometimes we're going to agree, and other times we're going to disagree. But most importantly, it's going to be done with love. Oh, okay. We're ready. So what's going on? How you doing today?
It's a good day. It's a good day out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a good day.
It's a great day.
Did it start off good? Like when you woke up, when you opened your eyes, was it like, oh, this is a good day?
I'm thankful for every day. I legit, if it's not the first thing, it's the second thing that come out my mouth. Like, thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Okay.
Every day.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it'll stay like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That one can only hope that it stays, that strong.
Yeah. And you well rested? I'm not well rested at all. I slept about 3 hours.
Are you stressed on this stressed podcast?
No, I'm not stressed.
I
might be.
Are you de-stressed?
Hold on, I might be irritable and all that stuff. But nah, I'm not operating on a lot of sleep, but
I feel like if you had just a few strips of bacon, everything would it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it wakes you up.
So if you thought that, then you probably you probably should have been forward thinking enough to bring some just in case that
for the next time I'll
just in case my energy was low. Nah, I'm tired, but for whatever reason, the microphones excite me lately.
Yes.
Yeah. When I know what I'm doing here, then it's like, all right, I can get that energy up, and I can feel good about what we're about to do.
Yeah.
We're about to, talk about whatever.
This topic is on stress and de-stress, and I think that's a very relevant topic for the world today.
Yep. And so I'm gonna start with definition for stress is a physical, chemical, or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental tension and may be a factor in disease causation. So it may contribute to actually disease in your body when stress. Right. And de-stress is to release bodily or mental tension. And some synonyms would be to chill out, decompress, loosen up, mellow out, relax, unwind or wind down. And I don't know if chillax is a word, but
it's a word. Like it's in the ghetto dictionary.
And I'm pretty sure it's probably in the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, chillax.
Okay, well,
chill and relax.
All right, chillax then. Chillax.
Yeah. So we also like to give you a quote. So today's topic is talking about stress and de-stressing, and who else is a better way to just have a little bit fun of life and things that happen than Dr. Seuss. He has a way to turn things in life around completely. So the quote that I saw was, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." And that is by Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. And that
Dr. Seuss.
Is that in like one of the books that is that a quote from a book, or
That's a good question. I don't have an answer to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's bad because my mother used to get me like the collection of the Dr. Seuss, like the whole volume of it.
And you really have no excuse for just
I don't remember that being
coming in with a cold quote.
Yeah,
because he has a lot of content out there, and I don't ever remember it. It usually seemed to be like some basic nursery rhymes.
The mind that you have to come up with his stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely, and to be able to entertain kids.
Yeah, their minds are literally all over the place.
And parents too, though, because even if you're reading it to your kids, you enjoy that. So
I do. And I get all effects, all
Mm.
the effects,
Mm.
all the noises, and you know,
Did,
talking like the animals and all of that.
but
Yes.
did you ever try green eggs and ham though? A little food coloring.
One day, maybe I might try it, and
Mm.
I might bring it over here for you to try it too.
I mean, all you gonna do is add a little
Cause
food coloring to
me
the
and
eggs.
ham
I'm
go
guessing.
together. So we're like left and right. Like we go together. Ham
Mm-hmm.
I can put in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, I vote yes for swine.
Oh my gosh.
Not everybody's on board with that, but you know, I like me a little pig. So
Just ride with us.
I like a little pig.
Ride with us.
I'm just saying.
Yes, yes.
So some of the
You gonna let that one fly by again. You gonna let that one slide by again.
listen, it's gonna.
You ain't even.
I have a sneaky suspicion that it will return. Maybe not.
Soon.
Yeah, definitely,
In
definitely.
in the correct form.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Occur.
All right. So some of the things that stress could show itself physically, emotionally, cognitively, and also with your behavior.
Yeah.
Some of the things, and for physically, you know, we know like we may not know that sometimes you have low energy. You know, that might be stress. It may not be you just tired. Like today, I'm tired because
Yeah.
I slept 3 hours after working like a 14-hour shift. Slept 3 hours,
Yeah, you tired.
and I'm tired.
Yeah.
But you know, so I wouldn't even attribute any of my low energy to stress, but it can manifest physically. Your energy can go down when you're stressed out.
That is a full on fact. There were times where um I would sleep about 7, 8 hours, and I thought, how is it possible that I can sleep for 7, 8 hours and still feel like worse than when I went to sleep?
Right.
Still feel worse than when I, um, like before I went to bed. Like, how you get all that sleep and you still tired?
Mm, mm.
Like,
And but how do you, like, for somebody that may just think they're tired or they're overtired?
mm-hmm.
How would you, if you were in that situation, or when you were in that situation, how did you figure out that it wasn't just, you just wasn't physically tired? How did you figure out it was stress?
So I knew that it wasn't me being tired, because you can't sleep a whole 7, 8 hours. And no, I am not a doctor, psychologist, therapist, none of that. But going off of my life, um, I couldn't understand like how that would be possible, and it would happen more than once. Where I would get, I mean, now I'm good with like 3, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm like literally, like if I get like maybe not 3, but like 4 or 5 hours, I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that it wasn't anything that, and I tried all of this stuff, but I knew that it wasn't something that a doctor could help me with. It wasn't something that a therapist could help me with. It was something on the inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I would do things like I would go to the beach by myself and just stand there and just listen
Mm-hmm.
to whatever was there.
Wait a minute. Before or after you prayed? Because I know you and I know.
I prayed all the way up. Like,
Okay.
Lord,
All right.
what is it that you need me to see?
Okay. I'm just asking because I know, look,
Yeah,
you heavy.
I'm very
Heavy-
much
Heavy on the
how some people call it, a warrior.
heavy
And
on the
I'm
prayer.
all up in it.
Yeah. So.
And there would be times where that was like really what helped me open my eyes. That I was stressed or depressed or um, had anxiety or whatever. Like I knew like it was something deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And there was I said this about a year ago when I was like really like on my transformation, like really popped, where I said there's no amount of sleep that you could get if your soul is tired.
Right. Right.
And when you're not, and again, this is in my opinion, when you're not doing something that you're made to do. Like, I love talking to people, but I would hide it. I would love inspiring someone, but I would hide it. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want people to tell other people that I like to inspire.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I wasn't doing that. And it was because I wasn't doing what I was made to do, what I am, just, I feel like this is what I'm put here for, just to inspire, and I wasn't doing that. And it was draining me. And it was draining me. It was putting me into a depression. It was doing all that. So started doing the stuff that I really like doing.
Yeah.
Praying. I love reading. I love just sitting alone by myself, like just taking in whatever happened in my day.
Yeah.
Good or bad. Whatever happened, I was taking it in like, how could I get better? You know what I mean? How about yourself? How about you?
I think exercise is a big thing for me. And I haven't been exercising.
Yeah.
I did go once.
Slacking.
I did go one time. I did go one time this week.
Slacking.
And I promised myself last week that I'm gonna start going. At the very least 3 times.
Yeah.
And I've only been once this week, but the week ain't over. The weekend.
What is this, Wednesday?
Yeah, the week's not over
so
yet.
you okay? You still?
I did Monday,
Friday.
Today? I'm going. No. Whoa. No, I didn't get no sleep today, so I don't know. I don't want to be
30 minutes.
I don't want to be.
Walk.
Nah, I can't get in the gym like that. Like
you don't even gotta go to the gym for that though.
What happened to me at the gym when I went on Monday? How bad I was, how out of shape I am.
What happened? Talk about it.
It was embarrassing. It requires more than a half hour. I don't feel like I can get unless. Oh, you know what? Let me change that. If I was doing CrossFit, which is usually like a 20-minute workout.
For real.
Doing the CrossFit, yeah, I don't need to do anything else after that. And I did that for like a year, and I was I was playing basketball also, and so to go from that to me barely being able to lift like. No, seriously.
I'm trying to picture this in my mind.
45-pound.
6'3"?
No, yeah.
I can't even picture you not being able to do this.
Yeah, I was the 45-pound. Yeah, 45-pound dumbbells. I couldn't even do the flies, which neither here nor there, because you're like, what is a dumbbell fly? But I couldn't do the dumbbell flies. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what a dumbbell fly is?
I mean, I know what a kettlebell swing is.
Okay, so yeah.
A halo kettlebell, I do that.
Yeah, so I couldn't even. So, it actually stressed me out more that I couldn't do that. I went to the gym to get de-stressed, and it
couldn't do it. So it's just like
a miserable failure. The gym trip was.
I don't know if I'm okay with you calling yourself a failure.
No, I didn't say me. I said that trip. That trip.
Oh, okay.
That trip was
that trip. You clear with your words.
Well, that's why I said I went to the gym to de-stress, and it didn't. I ended up worse because so that trip didn't work out pretty good. But
I wonder if the listeners can relate.
Yeah, but like working out was because you gave a scenario about sleeping. I had a situation where I had probably like one of my worst days stress wise, and I ended up having to need a nice long cry.
Okay.
I was upset at something. I was upset at life in general, and then the person behind me at a red light, the light turned green, and they honked the horn, and that made me more upset. But it wasn't about them. That was everything else. But I was already mad, so. But you
was in it, and then that person just said beep beep.
Yeah, they just pushed me over the edge, and I was about to get out my car, and I looked in the mirror, and it was a female, and I was like, okay, let me. So
I can't go to jail today.
Right, came home, paced back and forth and heavy breathing until I just dropped down and had a nice strong cry, ugly face, just cry, just cry, and then. After that, I went to the gym after that. Then I went to the gun range after that.
Yeah. Watch out, y'all.
The gym was like 2 hours. Gun range was another hour. So you talking about 3 hours of just straight de-stressing behavior. and I came out after that. I felt much better after that. But
After the gym or after the range?
after
Or
the
both?
no, when I was done with the gym after 2 hours, and I went straight with like I went from the gym to the range like in my gym clothes. Like I was sweaty. I didn't care. Like when I got to the gun range, I don't know if I was thinking or what,
That
but
was actually therapy for a lot. Like, I mean, I haven't been there in a while, but like when I did go to the shooting range, it was very therapeutic
hmm
because you're like, there's so much power that you're giving off
yeah.
in the bullet.
hmm
So it can be very therapeutic.
No, I definitely that particular day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I got it. I got between the cry and the
Mm.
gym and
Mm.
the gun range. Like I
Yeah.
got it all out,
Yeah.
and so that was like one of those days. Where I'll remember that one. That I'll remember that vividly because
Nice and clear.
yeah, that'll always sit with me
Yeah.
because I think of if I didn't, what would have happened if I didn't take that course of action? Like if I got out my car when
You
the
thought
horns,
about what could have
what,
happened.
yeah, after that. So I always remember like, I have a place to go. Like I can, okay, you know what, when you at your worst, you know what, there are options.
Yeah.
If you could just take a deep breath real quick and then,
a lot of people don't do that though.
mhm,
Like they don't go into what could happen
yeah,
if I hit this person
yeah,
or if I say this thing, like whatever. Like they completely stressed out and clock out.
yeah,
And it's just like, well, there's a lot of people that are in prison because they don't de-stress.
yeah. And look, I'm not even gonna say to you that in other situations I didn't cave into
No,
whatever.
but that one, like
That
something
particular one,
so simple,
yeah,
like
that,
a beeping of the horn on a bad day,
yeah,
could
yeah,
turn something from innocent
yep,
to just what happened.
yep,
Like what happened? Like where was I at? Like thinking probably that the light just turned green and it was sitting there for a minute, but like we're
hmm,
in our stuff.
yep. And I could have been there for 30
Yeah.
seconds, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I thought like, yo, this person, the light just turned.
I know they not just be
Yeah, the
beeping,
light
it
just turned.
turned.
Like, where you going? You ain't you.
I'm about to show them
yeah.
what is really
The light up
what's really
ahead of
good.
us. The light up ahead of us is red anyway. What are you beeping at me for? But like I said, when I took it, just took a look, just looked in my mirror and I saw there was I don't know what I would have done if it was a male. And I looked and it was a male. I don't know.
Well, look at the Lord.
In the words of you, here she go.
Look at the Lord.
But I'm saying I didn't know what I would have done if it was a male. But I know that a lot had to
I
do
don't believe in coincidence.
me continuing to go home to say get off the
Yeah.
street. A lot of it had to do with it's a female in the car behind me,
Let me
and
not try it today.
what actually am I gonna do when my big black ass get out the car, breathing heavily, walking? You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? So,
You came to your senses and you did something about it versus just being upset about whatever it was and not doing anything for it. So I really admire that when a person is able to do that.
yeah, and
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people won't.
yeah,
They would have took it a completely left field
yeah,
and just said, "Well, I was mad. Like I was having a bad day. They should have knew I was mad."
it might be too late though. Once you open that Pandora's box and you step into,
And it's there, wide open.
I go up to the car,
Right.
and
And
then
then other people are watching you and everybody's Snapchatting today.
or the person in the car got something for me.
Or that. Or that. 'Cause,
You change it. You talking about
keep
that-
calm and
you talk,
carry.
yeah. You talking about changing like the course of your life
Yeah.
in a matter of seconds when you just a deep breath. And so I think a lot of the stuff,
Wow.
a lot of things that we see manifesting. This is my personal opinion. A lot of things we see manifesting in our society is, not being able to de-stress or not having the tools. Everybody doesn't have the tools.
Right.
And so when stuff happens, you go with you know,
whatever
that
or
what's
feeling.
what's in your heart.
Yeah.
You know, you there was this I can't remember the name of the video, and I'm pretty sure I showed it to you when it was from it was in a hospital setting, and it was different people.
Oh, that's so good.
That there was different people, and the video was about remembering that everybody has something going
That they're
on,
dealing with.
and it was like one person was walking past one person
Yeah.
that was cancer free was walking past a person that was terminal,
Mm.
and then she walked past a kid that just left from seeing his father die,
Yeah.
and then the person that was consoling him was pregnant with her first child after not being able to have children. It was just like this whole thing where
It's humbling
yeah,
to see that.
and it like stuff like that. We don't look at it, and
No.
and the person that was behind me that beat the horn, they might have been in a rush to
Had
get
a whole bad day.
their kid. You know what? They might have got stuck in traffic, and they just going to pick up their kid, and
Yeah.
they just want to get to their kid. And I'm not even considering that. I'm in
My stuff.
I'm in my stuff. Yeah, I'm in my stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Or how people say we're in our feelings, and then we get caught up in it, and then something that is innocent can be turned into something so just.
and we deal with it. When you stressed out emotionally,
Yeah.
you're easily agitated.
Quick.
Yeah,
All the personal development just right out the window.
yeah, moody. You don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
And when somebody that may be in a good mood, and I may come up to you, and I had the best day of my life, so to speak, and then I come and see you, and I'm like, hey, what's up?
And I'm
Boom,
just.
boom, boom, yeah. And I'm like, what's wrong with you?
What's that problem?
It's sunny outside today. Why would you be mad on a day like this? But shit, I don't know. You weren't able to pay your bills.
Right.
And I'm just looking at the sun and like, yo,
Like you don't see that.
And I'm saying, what's wrong with her? And you may be stressed out about whatever.
Stress can be literally any corner. So if it rains, okay, like if it literally rains outside, or if I'm scared to say it, so I'm gonna spell it. So SNOW outside, then it's just like that can alter. A
Oh
person's
yeah,
day.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like finding ways to de-stress, like it means so much, not only to us but to everyone that we come into contact with, to everybody that we come into contact with. Yep. It really does make a huge difference.
Yeah, I love like it's one of my go-tos is music. I find like the hardest hip hop I could find.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you be twerking in the living room when nobody's there?
I might. No, absolutely not.
Right. Well,
I don't. Is that de-stressing behavior?
On Facebook, it has to be.
Oh, okay.
On Twitter.
Do you think that's what they're doing? De-stressing.
They're de-stressing.
Okay.
That's
I mean, you really,
so
you really have faith in humanity that I don't. That they just don't. They just not shaking their butt. They're actually de-stressing. That's a new one.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta put logic to it.
So when you go for that job interview and they pull up your twerk video, you can tell them you was de-stressing.
I was distressing.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. You wanna tell me what this is?
Right.
That I was de-stressing. Let me ask you. Do you think that's gonna work?
I'm gonna be like, look. Do you see the news? Do you see it? I was distressing, okay? Don't judge me, okay? I could do this job. I could do this. That's so good.
So what is it like, because I know you're passionate about homeless. You twerking for the homeless? Is that what that is? all the stress you got in helping out and serving people in servitude. And
not at the shelter. Oh God.
Twerking.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
we talk about stress I was starting to get stressed.
Music is good. I recently started to I would say the last 5-6 years.
What type of music though?
Like I
Because
said,
there's some music to really get you all types of angry.
well, but I use it differently. When I was younger,
What?
like that music would be used. So if I'm gonna go beat somebody down, I put on like I could put on
Right, make
something.
you all angry. And
Right, but
stressed.
now I could put it on and I can act out the lyrics and curl my lip up and bob my head, right, and get
Why
it
can I
out.
picture that so vividly?
Get it out, and let the music. Jay-Z had a song called "Song Cry," and
Yeah.
it was like I can't see him coming down my eyes, but I had to make the song
Make the
cry.
song cry.
Right.
Wow.
So
yeah.
that's basically what I'm talking about. When that music, I don't want to go out and hurt nobody, so
Right.
this song I'm gonna kill you with this song.
That's deep.
You done piss me off. I'm killing you with this song.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
can't even cry right now, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this song cry
Yeah,
for
it's-
me because I can't physically.
I can't see him coming down my eyes.
But do you think he was stressed?
Yeah, of course.
He was clearly stressed.
course.
To make a song.
Why not?
Cry. Like he had to get that creative that he couldn't make his body do it.
Mhm.
He had to be creative and
Whatever way you could do it, and not just the cry part, but I mean, whatever way you can get that anxiety, that energy off of you,
Do you
and
think
not hurt
he
or
has
harm
that?
yourself or people. Everybody does.
you think he has stress?
Everybody does. Everybody has stress. We all fighting those,
A battle that no one knows about.
and
And
whatever it is, if you could find a way
to be
and not be
human.
destructive. If you find a way not be destructive, I know that there's been times when I de-stressed in a destructive way too, and I may have felt better afterwards immediately, but then in the long run, you look back and I probably shouldn't have done that.
maybe I should have said that.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe I shouldn't have cussed her out that way.
yeah,
Or maybe I shouldn't have slapped him.
maybe I should have let the song slap him, but I slapped him.
Jay-Z, are you gonna make a song about being physical? And he might already got one, and we just don't know about it.
You don't. Listen, I listen to Hov, so
Here he go.
yeah. But yeah,
Here he go.
I recently, I was like I said, I was like over the last 5 years of and you reminded me of this probably like a year ago. Like, yo, just like be still, turn everything off, turn off all your. Turn off your
Everything.
technology
Yeah.
and just I remember one day you was like, do you know what? Why don't you today? You're gonna promise me that you're gonna and silence. You're gonna turn everything off and to sit in the dark. That's what you told me, to sit in the dark for a half an hour.
Because you could be distracted by anything.
Yeah,
You could be
yeah.
distracted by a curtain. You could be distracted by
especially if you got the phone or the TV's
legit.
on.
Something.
I'm like, I kind of operate in that chaos a little
That's
bit.
the normal way.
Like
I
I
feel
turn on,
like-
I always have what I call like background music. So like I always have like a TV on or something going when I'm ironing. Oh, I'm gonna listen. Oh, you know what? I'm asleep and let me put this on and just so.
But what does that feel to be able to just listen to ourselves?
Oh yeah. To be quiet.
It could be scary.
Yeah.
I done scared myself a few times.
Oh, cause
Like,
then
why
you
did I
alone.
have that thought.
You alone with yourself, your true self, not your representative who you went out
Right.
when you stepped out to the door. Like
Yeah.
I buttoned up my shirt,
Yeah.
I checked my pants, I made sure, got my creases, and I walked out. And this is who I am. But then when I come in, most when I get in the house, I literally when I walk in the house, my clothes literally like fall off. If I'm in a uniform or if I go somewhere where I'm dressed up.
Yeah.
As soon as I get back in the house, those clothes like fall off, and I'm back in my basketball shorts, my sliders.
The other us is presentable.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But and always, it's almost like that de-stressing is removing those clothes that you had to go for that interview with and putting on. Now I got on what I really want to wear, because you dressed up because you to play the part, and we do that. Like I think we do that like emotionally, and
that's what I was about to say. I really think we do that.
We dress up to play the part, and then when you comfortable like this,
used to it.
Like doing this is I wouldn't say being on a microphone initially was comfortable for me. I knew I wanted to do it, but
It's
I
not comfortable.
right, but because I
How do
think
I sound?
right, I was gonna say I think most people I think most people have that thing like when I listen back to myself, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought my voice was deeper than that. I thought that
Uh-huh.
you know, but it's getting comfortable with the fact that guess what, the way you listening to yourself, everybody
Right.
hears you like that already. So when
Um,
you talk to people, that's what people hear.
that's what they hear. Except we can't, get it because we're in it. But
Yeah.
like the idea of us, I think that's a lot of the times. Most of my stress came from um, being self conscious.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a teacher that really went into that, saying, "Well, what is self conscious really? Like, how do you get stressed out
Yeah.
from being self conscious?"
Yeah.
And it's where I am conscious of myself. And that does take away a lot of stress around people, like to de stress,
Yeah.
focus on the other person, not yourself. And that's something that I'm practicing more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it really is a beautiful thing to just like fall in love with who a person is, who they can be,
Mm-hmm.
or where they grew from. Like just falling in love from that. I think that is extremely powerful. But de-stress, being alone with ourselves.
Yeah.
That I don't know. Some people might be stressful, or that could be de-stress. For me, it's just like
Animals. Some people have animals that help
yeah,
them with their stress.
literally. I had a friend that had a dog,
Mm-hmm.
and the dog was her like her therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if you got like a favorite, I know you like Tony Robbins and stuff like that. If you got like a favorite guru, put your guru on,
Oh
or
yeah,
or your
big time.
or your Steven
De-stress.
your Steven.
Stephen Furtick.
Yeah, you put your
Stephen Furtick.
or you always sending me that or TD Jakes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean whatever. There's messages and there's you can find that everywhere.
That calms me.
And I don't like turn away anything if it's a possibility
Yeah.
that
To
it can
get something out of it.
help me with my day and help me figure out a
When
problem. Especially when I'm stressed. Like I need that.
yeah.
I'm like
When
feed
I
me.
when I listen to those, um I get extremely selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Um I make it all about me. I make it like the person that's giving the message is talking directly to me.
Yep. Yep.
And I've gotten so much from that when I do that. I've gotten so much value when I make it they're having a conversation with me.
Yeah.
And it does help me to like look at myself and see like, all right, you're doing this and that's what's stressing you out. Like, or maybe you're taking on too many things at once. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's stressing you out. Like
Mm-hmm.
looking at the things and being honest. A lot of the times it just took me being honest with myself. Like, Kenneth, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, what are you really doing? And looking at for whatever it is, big or small, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And it definitely de-stresses me.
And
So-
well, you need to be in that. You need to, rid your mind and your body of that stress because
Clear, yeah.
it affects your eating,
It does everything.
your sleep,
Everything.
your mind
Yeah.
racing all the time.
Legit.
Like you can't sit still. You just always thinking about the next
Legit.
thing
Legit.
to stress you out, and your body is in constant
Legit.
trying to recover from that.
All over the place.
Yeah. Yep. And so you can maybe maybe like I don't know if you ever like got a massage. Maybe a massage is good for you relaxing
Yeah. Chilling.
and
Chillaxing or relaxing?
and you could get your massage and be quiet.
Yeah. Unless the therapist is or the masseuse or whatever you call it, the person want to talk.
Yeah, well, usually they do.
It's the one that want to talk.
Yeah, they usually a lot of times. But I mean, you can if you are being honest at that point, you can just tell them, listen, I don't want to talk. Just rub my body. Just rub my body.
I never had it in me to say that. I never had it in me to be like, yo, not today,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know if. And it's so crazy that you just said that, because I was talking about a train ride home.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I go to New York, I come back and I want to take in
Yeah.
whatever just happened.
Yeah.
And it's really a hit or miss, because on a train ride, you could have your space by yourself,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you could be sitting next to someone.
Right.
And sometimes it's for me, the lover in me, is just awkward to not say anything. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if the person keeps looking over at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
That's you.
right? Like,
What about because I would think I do this anyway, but maybe when you're doing if you are doing that traveling, maybe take the drive.
that is a de-stressor.
Take that drive, the
Ignore
long
that,
drive
yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, a nice if you especially like New York, you going back and forth from New
Yeah.
York about an hour and a half, depending on where you going in the traffic. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be 3 hours depending on the traffic,
Yeah.
but just being in the car by yourself and
Yeah.
you know with music or silence.
Yeah.
Right, you can combine some of those things, and
Yeah.
you know.
Have you used that as a de-stressor, like getting in the car and just?
Oh yeah,
like,
I definitely go for a drive in a minute.
Yeah.
Like if you know if there's no responsibilities on my end,
Yeah.
not with kids and nothing like that, and I can
Yeah.
get out and go for a drive,
That's deep,
I
like-
definitely go for a drive. I was reading somewhere that processed foods stress your body out because your body has to spend a lot of energy digesting it. Because it's not.
You trying to tell me that my chicken and
I'm just saying. If it's
stressing me out,
if it's processed, because your
Everybody
body,
like chicken.
yeah, your body's trying to get rid of the toxins. So, I did read that. That's one of the things, and I guess you can eat enzyme-rich foods like tomatoes, raw tomatoes, pineapple, cucumber, papaya.
Raw tomatoes.
Yeah, like don't cook it. Just pop it. I don't like tomatoes, but just pop a tomato in your
Me
mouth.
and tomatoes, we're not really friends.
Well, I'm just trying to give you some
Not like
enzyme.
that.
I'm trying to give you some enzymes
Inside.
to get
Okay.
rid of all that processed food you eat. And so
Okay.
I'm trying to help you out.
Mhm.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I didn't even think about the dietary value of stressing your body out.
Definitely has an effect, and there are some times where I'll fast to like clear all of that out,
Mhm.
and I think I need to do another one, but it's it definitely makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and the stress does change your appetite too.
Mm-hmm.
Some people stress and
That's sad.
like go and just eat a bunch of whatever.
Yeah, that's
Binge
that
eating,
breaks my
or
heart.
you always see those, and they usually. I know it ain't necessarily true because a society will paint a picture, but
Of course.
what you would see on TV typically, or with
the ice cream.
the image, the image is a woman with ice cream crying in front of a TV, watching soap operas with a big tub of ice cream, and so
That's
that would,
sad.
but I mean, even though it's not exclusive to women doing that, because we know when you look at men and women, we all overeat. Stuff like that, but the image. I would just talk about the image versus the reality.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I just talked about
Maybe
another.
I
just talked about maybe we should do an episode about image versus reality.
Not sure. I think it sounds familiar.
Okay, we did that already.
I think it sounds familiar.
Okay. What about like does paying bills or not having, or does that stress you out, or are you of the mind that, listen, the bill is there, it'll get paid when it gets paid, or do you go, I gotta figure out a way to, or depending on the bill, not the essentials. We know we want to have the lights, we want to have lights, and want to have heat and hot water, and I think if you have that, you could get by without everything else. But there will be something, in my life, there's sometimes where you didn't have any of that. It was just a dark, cold house.
So now I am in a different relationship with money.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was just like, oh, well, if I could get to it, I could get to it. If I can't, I can't.
Relationship with money too, another podcast. I like that.
Yeah. My relationship is just completely different. now I'll like look at it and see ways where I can do something like, or I'll call and I'll say, are there ways that I can like look to pay this off, or if I can't do it, I'll like do it little by little,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes away the stress just to look at the number being smaller.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Um, I'm a firm believer in like doing arrangements
Mm-hmm.
so that things don't like. Well, first to get the bill collectors to stop calling me because that stresses me out.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that it can do it when I just keep looking at it and it keeps piling up.
Right.
But if I have it and I'm like, all right, well, I did tell them that I did not have it today, but I can put like a little bit on it.
Right.
And like little by little, like knowing that I have that not in my space, because I learned that when I don't deal with it, it stays there. Whether I want to admit it or not, it'll be in my space when I talk to people, where I go places, like, and everywhere you are, there you go.
Right.
So it's just like, all right, if I don't deal with that, I won't deal with this either.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a different respect for money. I'll try to like turn it into like a mind game where I'll turn it into, okay, well, this person gave me great service.
Right.
So this is not a bill. This is my way to contribute to them. Like, I'll turn it around.
Tricking yourself.
Okay. Not even tricking. Like, just I will generally turn it around. Like, or if I can play it early, like if I could do it early,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So that balance right there. Like, if I see it at zero, you have a credit for whatever amount. I do that with my cell phone sometimes, so that I don't have to worry about that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm having a bad day, I might look at it like, oh, I did that early.
Yeah.
But my relationship for money, like I don't know, like I guess that's my care
Mm-hmm.
that has changed. I guess the care
Right,
level
right.
changed.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, if a bill pops out of nowhere, then that's stressful.
Right.
But other than that, like I can get more creative in ways of de-stressing around the bills.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm a little. I would say I never really worried about bills in that way,
Mm-hmm.
but I think, well, I never on the surface felt like I did, but I think the fact that if you look at how hard I work and how many hours I work, that would tell
Yeah.
you that in the back of my mind,
I gotta get this paid.
bills are somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And even if I'm working and I'm able to,
Or it could just mean that you want to be able to get something nice.
I was just saying to put put away money for a vacation or plan to just do that.
Yeah.
But at the core of it though, I think it's not wanting to, like, the fact that I
not
have
having to worry.
right, that I have lived without certain things
Yeah.
that makes me go, okay, I don't want to, and that I don't know if that's necessarily stress, but I think the direct de-stressor is having the money to be able to pay it. So the bill comes, you're not thinking about where you're gonna get the money
Yeah.
to pay it. You just, you know that you're gonna pay it.
Yeah.
And so I think bills have the potential to stress you out. I wouldn't say they don't, but
Psych yourself out.
yeah. But I definitely, don't worry as much as I did before, because I know, especially because the person that's calling you, it's not their money, and they're doing a job. So
yeah.
when
That's
you would,
a big thing for me. I had to separate the idea that the person is calling me is not them.
yeah. So
know what
that
I mean?
that the corporation is the place, the person that, or the entity that wants that money.
Yeah.
It's a machine. And,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, like your little funky $40 a month
Right.
is not making or breaking them.
Right.
But
right. It might
and
change
it-
some.
yeah, and
it
it's
might change some things.
and
Ooh.
it's a machine.
Yeah.
So when I look at it like that, I'm like, you know what? They're calling because they probably have a quota of how many people they got to call and how many people they got to reach out. We want to
Right.
get this
And
money.
it definitely is different in how you interact with the person on the phone
Right.
too.
And
Like,
so
like,
for me,
look,
yeah. So I go, all right, cool. Guess what? That machine's gonna so and it could devour me, but guess what? I'm not gonna worry about it. That
yeah,
machine,
not today.
that machine is not human. It's
Yeah.
not worried about me and none of my problems and none of my
Wow.
stress.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm. So some of the things you can do. I wrote some stuff down. I know the first thing on here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I came up there, and I was like, I shouldn't even. I'm not gonna say this because I know how you are. But the first thing I got up there was pray. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I stay prayed up.
Okay.
Like, what you mean? I have to.
Okay. So I got
I have to.
yoga,
Yes.
exercise, relaxing music, meditate. Like, yeah, these are
I
stuff.
can't really see you getting in a pretzel mode.
Nah, I'm not gonna. This is just stuff
in
that for
general?
somebody listening, if they looking for some things
Nah, I
to
want
de-stress.
stuff that you do.
No,
I wanna
I
see
told
you
you
on
what
a
I do.
pretzel.
I work out, go to the gun range.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, you can go to the gun range.
Yep.
If,
I work out, go to the gun
having
range.
a
That's what
bad
I do.
day.
You could do that.
Okay.
But I'm giving other people options too.
Okay.
Go for a walk in nature.
Mm-hmm.
You think of that?
I'm big on that.
Watch the sunrise.
Big on that.
I've only saw one sunrise in my lifetime.
I've seen a few. I appreciate it more now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't appreciate before. It was just like,
Yeah.
it looks nice.
Take a cold or hot shower.
Yeah. Big on that.
I've
Big
done
on
that
both.
for other reasons, but
Yeah.
cut down on processed foods.
Yeah.
Go for a swim.
Okay.
I can't swim, so
I can't swim
yeah.
much.
Get a massage. Spend time with animals.
Yeah.
Do deep abdominal breathing.
I'm big on that.
Write down your worries.
Yeah.
Stress balls.
Yeah.
Sing or dance. Oh, so somebody is twerking. Somebody is twerking.
Well, even with the writing down your worries, like going even to a deeper step, and I got this from an old coach that I had, where you would write down whatever it was that stresses you.
Mm-hmm.
You would go outside, and you would take a lighter and light it on fire.
Okay.
Say,
Okay.
This is not mine anymore.
Throw
it in the trash.
I have a.
And it stays in the trash. We don't bring it back inside.
I have a story.
Okay.
An end on a story.
Okay.
It just came to me when you said that. It just came to me
it's powerful.
So when I was like,
Yes.
I was like 15, 16 years old, and I was working at Dunkin' Donuts
Okay.
illegally too, because you had to have working papers, and I changed my birth
Under
certificate.
the table. Look at
No.
that.
I mean, I wasn't supposed to be working there, but I changed my birth certificate, so I made a copy
How you
so I
change
can
it?
get.
Never mind.
Yeah. I was involved in all kind of things.
Okay,
Let me just say
got
that.
it. Understood.
But I was so I could work.
Okay.
And there was this girl that
shoot.
was like, she had a car,
Okay.
and she was like, "Hey, you want to go hang out with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Sure.
yeah." I'm 15.
No
Yeah.
problem.
So then we go to Short Beach in Stratford. I think it's Short Beach. No,
Long Beach?
No, it's
There is a Short Beach and there is a Long Beach.
No, it's I don't remember what it is, but I know that it's pitch black at night. There's no lights on the beach area. So we go out there.
It might be Long Beach.
We went out there, and it's dark.
Oh.
I'm 15. She's like 16, and
All the curves in the world.
we go there, and she's like, and I, like I said, I'm just gonna keep saying I'm 15 years old.
To 15,
and I'm going with.
Remember, this is not him now. He was 15 and crazy and ready to go.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we get there, and we get to the beach, and then she's like, I like to come here at night when it's pitch black, and I'm like, yeah,
I
okay,
bet.
this is a good idea. I like where this is going. And then she's like, come with me onto the beach. So,
Uh-huh.
we go onto the beach, and then she was like, now turn your back to the water. And now I'm going like, okay,
I don't know
okay,
about this.
yeah. So I turned my back to the water, and she's
And you
like,
still couldn't swim.
no. But I wasn't in the water. I was standing on the beach,
Okay.
but I was away from the water. But it still got a little weird for me at 15.
Okay.
So I turned my back, and she was like, now close your eyes, and you hear that water, you hear those waves crashing against the rocks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, I come to the beach to tell the ocean my problems. And I turn my back and I listen to when you listen to the water hitting up against the rocks.
Wow.
I want you to listen. That's applause. You hear it? Can you hear it? And I'm saying anything. I'm like,
Anything.
yeah,
Just,
yeah,
I hear it. It's loud. Mad
Yeah.
people here.
And then she started crying,
Oh my gosh.
and then she was like, "Now look at this sand, and look at all these grains of sand on it.
Wow.
Every grain of sand on the beach is a person with a problem. And if you look and you you cast your problems out to the ocean, and the ocean applauds you, and then you look at all these other people. Every grain of sand is a person with a problem. Now we're not alone. Now you know that there's so many people with problems. So just get rid of all your problems. Get rid of all. That's great for 45-year-old me, and it's deep, and it's I would put that on par with yoga and praying.
Real good.
But at 15, I'm just gonna say it sucked because
you thought.
I don't look. I'm not sure what I thought. I'm just.
You thought. Yeah. Peace out, y'all.